banker help dictators, criminal hide their money. Documentary. Okay. Dictator and criminal hide their gain, justice, taxations. International communities crack down the Swiss banking secrecies, recover stolen assets. Documents was explore history, scandal challenges Swiss banking. Secrecies reveal Switzerland law and practiced some of the most powerful, ruthless people in the planet, and their wealth is secret. Also, how some of the funds exposed return their rightful owners. The document is based on extensive research and interviews and legal data of Switzerland. Big bank Credit Suisse, it was expressed the dark side of Swiss banking secrecy impact global finance system. Before we dive into less simple questions, Swiss bank secrecies, why does this matter? Because number one, original Swiss bank secrecy legal principle protect client. Third parties such as government, court, medias, Swiss bank allowed to disclose information of their clients such as their name, address, account balance, transactions without consent, value, legal order, so on. Swiss banking secrecy is no unique Switzerland. Many of countries have similar, so let's protect confidential of bank customer. But the makes Swiss bank secrecy different in strength, its scope, and its history. Swiss banking secrecy is one of the strongest in the world. And the Swiss Banker Act, bank saving the 1934. Anyone's secret interest him is capacity, employee agents, liquidator, commissions, banking, including other violate professional secrecy, punished in prison for 3 years by fine. This means violating Swiss banking secrecy is not only civil offense, it's also criminal offense. Swiss banking secrecy is also one of the broadest in the world. It covers not only personal information, also financial information. Applying not only Swiss bank, but also foreign banking operating in Switzerland. Applying not only individual, also the corporation and the trust. Swiss banking secrecy is also one of the oldest in the world. 18th century Switzerland was independent, but often clashed with powerful neighbors. Protect the securities. The Swiss developed a strong sense of patriotism. Democratic Switzerland strategic locations crossed Rome, Europe, attractive press, trade, and commerce. First bank was established 16th century, offered service, lending, deposit, exchange of money. But this was until 18th century Switzerland gained a reputation for discretion of confidential client, and 17th century authorized in Geneva the one of main financial system, introduced rule of banning banker revealing the detail of their client, protect asset French king, nobles by the Switzerland during the entrusted money purchased was keep their identity secret. Switzerland maintained that banking secrecy law is a modern ally. What is its consequence doing so? Chapter 2 is like a markers, Philippine markers. One of the reasons Switzerland keep the banking secrecy law, protect client, and neutrally and stabilize. Switzerland witnessed 2 world wars. So economic 20th century is he managed to avoid direct involved conflict, neutralize and having the money and freeing the other. But it also means Switzerland attract money. Some of the sources were criminal detector, corrupt politician, use Switzerland press to hide ill-gotten gain, and the case has been exposed. Whistleblower journalists, shocking extent financial crime tax evasions facilitated by Swiss bank. One of the first major scandals involving Swiss bank is dictatorship fund, broke in 1986 when Marcos Alvarez's power in Philippines 20 years brutal. Marcos, his wife, in the fortune estimated 10 billion, much of the deposit in Swiss account. Under the false name and share company, new democratic government, Aquinor demands this is information money from Switzerland, but the Swiss authority refused to cooperate. The banking secrecy law argue they need to prove that money obtained illegal before they could freeze confiscate. The spark legal battle was lasted more than 2 decades. The Philippine government have provided evidence, markers, crime as human rights violations, so on, bribery, so on. So Swiss court had a way a conflict, claimed ownership. So Swiss bank had to defend their reputation and interest. The case complicated. The fact some of the markets transfer other country investment, so involve multiple parties, such markets, relative, creditor, victim, so on. So based political pressures and as well as so on. Markets affair exposed fraud and loopholes, Swiss banking secrecy law confidentials. It is to show the easy doers detector, hide their money in Switzerland, identity complex. Also show how difficult victimized countries recover the money, so on. The case eventually resulted partial victory. In 1997, Swiss Federal Supreme Court ruled the market's money belonged to the Philippine people. Order transfer escrow account Manila 2003. After several appeal negotiations, after 684 million, finally pleased the Philippine government. So on. However, it was only fractions of market's total wealth, most which remain uncounted. But how did Switzerland react to market scandals? Prevent a similar case. Chapter 3. Abacha route. Abacha market scandal wake up. Switzerland realized its banking secrecy law and not only harming the image's reputation, also exposing the legal risk. International pressure decided to take some state reform practice, cooperate more with the other countries combating financial crime. FATA, one of the first steps, joined the Financial Action Task Force. Bodies set standard, monitor compliance, anti-money laundering. Finance major Switzerland became a member of FATA. 1990 agreed to implement financial measures recommendation in enhancing transparency, counter the Financials Act. Another step is amend the Federal Act, International Mutually 1997 regulated Switzerland respond to the request. Legal Assistance Foreign Authority amendment introduced new visions allowed legal and the Switzerland freezed confiscate asset civil crime, so such as corruptions, required conviction of requesting, so on. This step proved useful when Switzerland faced another major involving dictatorship fund in 1999. Involved Sani Abacha ruled Nigeria in 1993. Sani Abacha. Abacha was one of Africa's most corrupt leaders, ruled $1 billion for his country revenue. Status in the foreign countries, Abacha was died in 1998. Success of the largest investigations onto his asset requires systems several countries. One of them was Switzerland, and Abacha was deposited 1.4 billion in the 140 different accounts, like a macro case. So Switzerland agreed to cooperate with Nigeria. Account 1999 was partly due to international pressure and partly due to the change of Swiss law, allowed to faster, easy freezing those illegal money from dictatorship. Outcome is returning Abacha money to Nigeria, so on, and return to Nigeria his money. Abacha was not stressful since it involved legal, practical challenge returning money to Nigeria, so on. So it also involved ethics and moral questions about the Switzerland role and responsibility. Facilitating preventing financial crime, tax inventions. One of the challenges to verify original ownership of the funds involved complex transactions. Multiple intermediaries. Switzerland had to examine evidence provided by Nigeria, such as bank statement, contract, invoice, court document. It also traced the money fraud identities, beneficiary company. Another challenge was ensure that the money would not be stolen again. Corrupt official Nigeria was required. Switzerland had to negotiate Nigeria how the money will be used, would be overseas or would be report. So also involve civil society group, international organization process, so on. So case also raised ethics and moral questions, Switzerland law and responsibilities in the facilitating, prevent financial crime, tax evasion, or some are critical being a high opportunity to have the profit, arbitrage money from before agreeing to return. British Switzerland was being corporate, provoke, had taken leading in the global fighting against the illegal asset. The case eventually with success overcome for Nigeria, so on. Between 2005 and 2020, Switzerland returned about 1.2 billion Nigerian money used for the various development projects such as health, education, infrastructure, social welfare. Okay, and the money was subject to independent audit, oversight the civil society group. Arbitrage was the milestone Switzerland. It showed there was possible freeze, return illegal asset, timely, effect, manner, show the world, and a possible cooperate with the other countries. Switzerland deal with other case involving detected funds. But obstacle opportunity is faced. Chapter 4, the Credit Suisse. The Credit Suisse. Okay, now we talk about Credit Suisse. Switzerland had to deal with many other cases involving detected funds over years. Some of the cases was resolved peaceful and successful, such as involving Tunisia, Egypt, Libya, Kazakhstan, Peru, Brazil, Uzbekistan. Others still ongoing unsolved, such as those involving the Congo, Angola, Venezuela, Iran, Syria, North Korea, Myanmar, Zimbabwe. Most reasons revealing cases involving Swiss bank detected funds come to light. 2002, massive leak, one of the world's biggest private bank, Credit Suisse, exposed hidden wealth client involved in torture, drug trafficking, money laundering, corruption, and other serious crimes. The leaked content detailed country leak with 30,000 Credit Suisse clients holding the more than 100 billion Swiss franc, 80 billion total euro in the leak. Anonymous whistleblower with the German newspaper, collaborate with the consulting media, including the Guardian, okay, and leaked the point. Widespread valuable due diligence for Credit Suisse despite the repeat and the case, obviously client, so on. Leaks show how Credit Suisse repeat either open bank account, Panama risk, Credit Suisse. Some of these clients, including human trafficking, Philippines was convicted, kidnapping, and involved women, children, sexual exploitations. Hong Kong Stock Exchange boss was jailed, bribery, insider trading. A billionaire was ordered murder of a Lebanese pop star girlfriend, freed Switzerland to avoid jail time. Executive rule Venezuela company compared to country's economic collapse, humanitarian crisis, corrupt politicians, Egypt, Ukraine, public funds abuse their power, so on. This kind, one of things common, they were involved. Serious crime, violate human right. Serious crime, violate human right. Credit Suisse helped hide their money using various methods, creating fake identities, documents for the clients such as passport, driver license, birth certificate, setting up a share company, official jurisdictions such as Panama, Bermuda, British Virgin Islands opened multiple accounts in different currencies, such as Zurich, London, Singapore, moving money around. Through a complex transaction intermediaries such as the wire transfer, cash withdrawal, check, providing advice of assistance. So how to evade tax laundering money, his hide asset, circumspection. The leak was revealed how Credit Suisse ignored and violated all policy and regulation, AML. Anti-money laundering is custom due to diligence show how Credit Suisse fails, verify identity background, monitor their activities, transactions, so on. Report suspicious behavior authority to close. Credit Suisse leaked sparked outrage condemnations for various quarter improvement investigations. Regulators, authorities, several countries, Credit Suisse operate. Reputation, especially China, okay, CCP, Credit Suisse. Credit Suisse denied wrongdoing, defend the business practice, of course, but the problem is they deal with China as disaster, take out the context, tremendous system over its conduct, also the improved compliance, risk management system. They lack the due diligence work. It's so damn. Credit Suisse, but what is the implications of the leak of Switzerland in the world? The Credit Suisse leak was bombshells for Switzerland. It's post-fraud loophole. Swiss banking secrecy law show how Swiss bank still harbor the criminal, dictator, corrupt political Switzerland as press handle money. Also show how Swiss banks resist transparency and accountability of their action. Leaked challenge Switzerland, claim the leader. It is the asset restoring their challenge Switzerland, claim the model democracy and human rights. The leak raised questions about the Switzerland role and the responsibility in the global. So raise the question about our role and responsibility as citizen, consumer, investor, journalist, activities, human rights. State how the Switzerland handle the banking secrecy law and practiced. Right to know that our money go and benefit from it, and how our government and bank account their actions. We have support efforts to seek justice development. Okay, all of the other countries. This document has Swiss banking help detector criminal to show all the least funds recovery, but it also show how much need to down in the end. Swiss banking secrecy rushes in the new era global financial transparency. Blah blah. So hard working, still working.